Alrighty, I've moved over to bench 1, and before I left bench 2 area, I used some compound to try to clean the surface to see what was just leftover dirt and what was actual defects. There's still a lot of bruising. It probably won't come out in the light. Oh, there's some. See, you can see all that right here. There's like that all over the body of the guitar. You just got to get it there. Look at that. There's a long scratch right here beside the light. And it's all under the clear coat. There are pits in the paint. There are places where the paint was not well done. You can see spots where the white primer underneath of that. You can see that in different places. There's a pit here where it looks like it's black. Lots of bruising around this cover. There's some stuff I may still be able to get off with the electric drill and compound. The front I cleaned up as best I could by hand with the compound, but there are definitely pits in the paint here and there with the white sort of translucent showing around it. Another very easily seeable one right there. Another one here, here on the black. You can see the white right through there. Lots of body issues. The name of the guitar store is Melody Guitar Store. I highly do not recommend it now after seeing this representation of their work. The body seems like it was painted by a 5-year-old in kindergarten class, and inside here is thick crud of compound, and there's a lot in here as well. I'm going to take the back cover off. So I've gotten guitars with compound in them before, but nothing stuck in there like this one. I mean, there's huge bunches of wool fibers from their buffing wheel on top of that. And the Floyd Rose is so screwed in that even getting the strings in tuning, the back end of it is sunk in the body. Now the block on it is a heavier, thicker block than you get on, kind of like Telecasters, or not Telecasters, but Stratocasters. I'm going to let this out. I don't know how long these screws are, but they definitely are going to need to come out. Somewhat. See if I can get the tail end of that Floyd Rose up. Oh, a lot. It's still sunk in the body. Now, of course, the tuning has gone down. Let me see if I can get that up a little bit. Okay, I got it about level with the body. I also lost the high E string. It broke. So it's in the ballpark now, and I had to remove one of the springs in order to do that, with loosening the screw out to where I had it. So yes, this is very close. Alright, I am going to plug in the air bridge and see what kind of noise it'll make. So minus a string. Volume up. On the advertisement it came with plastic knobs, came with metal knobs. They look better. I would have done that. It came with a black pip. It came with, you know, the cream one, which is alright. Is that on? Oh, there she goes. Neck, bridge. Neck. I'm pretending like I have a sixth string. Okay, so the action is still too high on the front of this. It's going to have to go down some more. A lot more, actually. Pretty. I brought these two posts down a lot. Ouch. That's going to probably want to bite me again. Turn off that air bridge and see if I can get that little piece out of there. Is that not the right one? I thought that would be the right one. This one? That one. Here. Apparently it wants to be loosened a little bit more. This string broke quite quickly and easily. There it is. Oh, I see what they did. They put a little hook in the bottom of the string, which I've never seen done before. I don't know if that's a trick for Floyd Rose or not. When I take the other ones off, I'll try to remember to see if there's a hook in and how they're actually hooked in there. So I'm just going to give that a little snug so I don't lose that little block. Yeah, like just hand tight. Oh, come on. And then I drop my wrench. So it makes noise. These strings sound as bad as the Orpheus that I normally use. Yeah, there's going to be lots of cleaning to do. Tell you what, let's turn that off. And let's take a look inside the electronics cavity while I'm here. Okay, and as suspected, the internals are very basic, very bare. Two pots, like that. Give me some light. Two pots like that, and some basic wiring. Red. There's only one cable coming through the body, acting like a pickup. Oh, I see what they've done. Yeah, they've wired, because it's a single, they've wired the pickups to the switch, and then the switch is sending it to the volume control, and then the tone is just tapping on the back end of it. That's what I would have done if I was doing it this way as well. However, I would prefer to have two volumes and no tone on the guitar, which is what I think I'm going to do. And then the pickups I would put in there would go this way. And then I'll either use this switch or not use this switch. I'm not sure, because once I have it with 2 volumes and no tone, I don't really need this, because I can just turn one down and I can have the other pick up vice versa, and there's no splits on these, right? The ones I put in there might be splittable, I don't know yet. And by just using, you know, up and down, I can switch between them, and then in the middle I can have them both up and then they're both on, or I can just blend levels of each one, and that makes the switch unnecessary. So that could be something. They did not give me a tool like this that came with the earths for this truss rod, but at least I have the earth one. On the last guitar I tried to use one of these wrenches, and trying to push the truss rod in bent the wrench, so not exactly sturdy enough to set truss rods. The truss rod on this, though, at the moment would just basically need a little bit of tightening, I think, but I'm going to have to set it flat anyway. The fret edges are not the worst I've ever had, but they are sharp, especially the ones up here, and they are medium jumbo, right? So there's lots of meat on them. So whatever unlevelness I have, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have way enough meat. You can see where the tangs, maybe you can't see, but I can see where the tangs are on the edges. They left the little you know, shard in there. I guess they thought the binding would, in a lot of cases, the binding is on the outside of it. There's a couple here where they come out even to the edge of the binding. The binding is thicker here than it is down there on the bottom. It's thinner here, and it's thicker here on the top and thinner here at the heel. I don't know how that happens. They must have had a very uneven binding. The part that goes up over the top, yes, it's pieced together here. The top side finishes here, and then this one piece comes up and meets it. But this one here is actually bent around this little horn. Comes down this side, one piece. They cut into it here for the nut. And it goes all the way down to the heel, where they put a small piece at the bottom just to finish it off. And I can see from the bottom, I think they glued it in backwards, because the outside of it is extremely rough as opposed to this part. It looks like raw wood at the bottom. Once I get the neck off, I'll show you that. But anyway, here's the Melody Guitar Store offering. This came in at $212 Canadian and $80 to ship. And I was really expecting better for the money. You know, it's a toss-up between, well, I guess they're about an even disappointment to me. For the TE40 from Harley Benton and this one from Melody. I think that's white paint on top of the black stripe here, and it's under the clear coat. So most of those little pips are actually in the paint and under the clear coat. And there's abrasions here, which are probably, they feel like they're in the clear coat. Well, it's like almost like a road-worn guitar. Wasn't supposed to be, but we could say it is now. The hole for the pickup jack is humongous. They drilled from the outside in about I'd say a little over half an inch in diameter. They went all the way in there with the big bit. Yeah, you don't see it. It's okay, but it goes to the mindset of what they think you know, their quality product would be. I had a screwdriver. Did I put it back? Yes. This is compound is now left into the paint in the back, and the paint in the back, when they routed this out, it was very rough. They didn't smooth it off at all. I don't know what kind of bit they cut that with, but it left a lot of rough edges, and they painted over them, and now this stuff is in the rough edges. I will use a brush, a toothbrush, to clean out as much as I can. There's also quite a lot of it down here at the bottom of where the bridge is, you know, tailpiece is. Looks like a little bit smoother down there. That might come off a little bit better. So it's going to require lots of cleaning time, and we will make it the best I can make it, and of course we will make it the best playable we can make it. There's also chips, missing little chips of paint around the corners over here. I can see the white underneath the red. So yeah, it looks like the Frankenstein guitar, I guess you could say. I wanted it to generally look like the Frankenstein, but not be a Frankenstein. Alright, so I think the springs are about where I'm going to end up using them with when I put on the Darios. I think that was a 9 I took off. This is probably a 42 or a 40, so it's in the ballpark. Yeah, so it's a 40. I get on Chinese guitars 9 to 40s, and an hour standard is kind of like 9 to 42. So I got a set of 9s that will end up going on this after I've taken it completely apart. I'm not going to do any other kind of playing or anything on it at this point because, you know, I'm missing a string. So it's just a matter of doing the manual labor, the mechanical work, to get it to go. I think I'm going to need to bring this down, and then and it's not that one. I have to bring the front down a little bit more. Anybody see what happened to that other wrench that I had here? It's not under my phone. That hasn't dinged yet today. I didn't turn it off. Is it there? Alright, I've lost that wrench. I had it to adjust that, and then, no, it was this one I used to adjust that, and then, no, it was the bigger one. What happened to it? Well, mystery disappeared before my eyes. Okay. Well, for the incoming and assessment, this is it. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.